Hello, everybody. We're just gonna wait for everybody to kind of get settled in, and so nice to see so many returning faces, and there's some new faces as well. If I can ask everybody to just unmute yourself, please feel free to use the chat and ask us any questions that you might have during the session. And I wanted to just maybe wait for a couple of minutes and get everybody in. I created a poll, and you guys were kind enough to send me some questions, which is really great. And we compiled those questions, so maybe we can just kind of do a little bit of a priority list, and then we might be able to discuss them all, and we might not be able to. So just I wanted to see if you would be willing to fill it out for me. So I'm just going to launch the poll here, and I'm just going to leave it up for a little bit until everybody kind of gets here, okay? In the meantime, I wanted to ask if everybody's okay. If you know, I know that we're all from different provinces, and COVID is affecting us all differently with the shutdown and everything. So, you know, just maybe put in the chat, yeah, we're doing good, we're shut down, you know, whatever you want to share with us, that would be great. And yeah, and then maybe we can have a little bit chat about that too, like this is a bit of an emergency, right? So, and it's been an emergency for about a year. So, you know, how you guys feel about it, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit too at the end. So yeah, so for whoever's new, I have the poll up. So if you can just quickly give us some answers to what you would like to talk about, that would be great. And then we've got some great help here. We've got Mark from my team, and then also Patrick. So I'm just gonna let them kind of answer the questions, and I might butt in a little bit too, but Tanya is not here today, so I'm running the meeting, so I'll be busy with that. Just monitoring your questions and comments and everything around it. Okay, so I'm gonna end the poll now, and we'll see which question won. So looks like the first question that you guys would be very interested in is, how do you stay out of the low ball bidding game? So I've got Patrick and Mark here from my team. So do you guys want to chat about that a little bit? And I'm going to put this question in here as well. So how do you stay out of the low ball bidding game? So maybe Patrick, would you want to talk about that? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Hey, Judith. Good morning. Good morning, Cleaning Nation. How's everybody doing?
Great.
So how do we stay out of the low ball bidding game? So, you know, you always want to provide as much value as possible for us, is what we do. So that's going above and beyond with our customer service, offering the best absolute product that you can provide, or service that you can provide, and knowing what your worth is, right? So a lot of times we get clients that will call us and say, well, I used to pay X, Y, and Z, or I'm not comfortable paying that price. And sometimes that's fine, because sometimes we're just not the right fit for someone. At the end of the day, it's kind of part of our mission as well, I think, Judith, too, right? Where we're trying to change the perception of a cleaner. And we're a true professional. So what does a professional come with? Well, it comes with training, uniforms, insurance, bonding, background checks, a company with a good guarantee if you have one, or a warranty. So all of those things, in order to support those as a business, cost money. And so if somebody is looking for a reliable service and a good quality service, we can provide that. If somebody is looking for a cheap service that they can't rely on, that obviously is charging less because they're making less and they're not as reputable, then that is the client's decision. But for us, it's all about going above and beyond, providing exceptional value for what we provide, and ensuring that we are truly above board with all of our offerings. That's how we differentiate ourselves in that sense.
That's really great, Patrick. And I totally agree with you that you got to find your own customer. And what I mean by that is somebody who understands that you're not a solo cleaner, but you're running a business. And, there's a benefits to both, and whatever works for that customer. Okay. Mark, do you have something to say about that? We would love to hear it.
Certainly. First of all, Patrick, hi, it's good to see you, buddy. How you doing up there? I'm sorry about the shutdown. I hope everyone you love is safe and healthy, and I hope you're surviving. And I sent you a referral the other day. I hope you got it from a friend in America for some disinfecting. I'm not going to delve in as much as Patrick, but what I'm going to say is that, okay, so value points, right? Keep your value points simplistic. So for example, we have our motivated clean guarantee. It's very clearly articulated. We can very clearly articulate the exact things that differentiates us. Now, what I want to say is that when you're working on those differentiators, what can happen is that people have a tendency to want to invent something new to really set themselves apart. But just having differentiators at all, and just having a couple, already sets you apart from 99% of what's available there. So you don't have to get too fancy smancy, clear, concise, and simple. Now, once you've done that, another key point is really having a great process. So that funnel or process from the time a customer contacts you till they get an estimate from you, till you book the work, how smooth and how well developed that process is, whether you're solo or whether you're not a solo, that's important. So let's think about Tim Hortons. So like Tim Hortons, Starbucks, and you have McDonald's, and it's 3 price points for coffee, right? McDonald's is on the bottom, although it tastes great. Tim Hortons is in the middle, and Starbucks is highly priced, right? Now, when you go to Tim Hortons, you kind of really know what you're going to get when it comes to that coffee consistency, and you don't get to the window and say, "Look, I know I can get coffee at McDonald's for $1.10. I'm not giving you $2.10 for this." The conversation doesn't even happen. When I first got in the cleaning business, my God, I would stress over that so much. These conversations that were bound to come about price points, we don't even get asked those questions. It's just not a topic of discussion, similar to how Tim Hortons is not a topic of discussion. That because it's the appearance that we give of our business. It comes across like a Tim Hortons, and you can do that even when you're small. And what happens is that people assume that, okay, I'm coming to this credible business. It has these value points that have been clearly articulated to me, hence why I contacted them, in a smooth and consistent way. They delivered the price, and they clearly delivered to me what I should expect to get for that price. And I'm not saying itemize it to the finest point, but they clearly articulate it. Now, that in and of itself deflects about 95% of price conversations. Then there's going to be other price conversations, and you know what? What a great conversation to have. Because when you get those price conversations, you get insights into how the consumer is feeling. And sometimes there are opportunities, and someone is not lowballing you. They simply need an adjustment. They probably you can provide them with something that fits their budget and yours. And it's just a matter of maybe changing your packages a little bit, but still staying true to them. So adding on to what Patrick says, the process is very important. It's something that you must get to a science.
And Mark, sorry, Judith, I know you'll put your side on it, but I just want to add a little comment to that too. So I fully agree, Mark, is that once you kind of establish yourself, and I think that when we started off, I think we were, 7-8 years ago, we're at $25 an hour where we were charging hourly. Then we went up to 30, and then 35 and 40, 45 and 50, 60. So what we sort of did, and we took it as an opportunity, is that we leverage our reputation a lot. And I'm sure you do that as well, Mark, and I'm sure everybody here knows the value of having a great online reputation. And so we had garnered a lot of volume to get a good reputation. and then leveraged our reputation to be able to garner and charge the prices that we want. And so if anybody ever calls me, excuse me, and says, "Oh, well, I can get the cleaning that you're offering for half the price. Why are you charging so much?" I say, "Listen, did you do a quick Google search of the company that you're looking to book right now? And make sure you do that before you book." And so we leverage our reputation. So, if you're out there, on the beginning ends of any business, really, at times you do have to get some volume. You have to get a client base and get some reputation, some good referral business, some good people talking about your business, and, again, reviews and stuff online for any business. And then once you get a reputation out there, then you can start leveraging your reputation, leveraging other people's referrals and stuff like that to start charging more. Because as your businesses get full, or as your business gets booked and you started getting full, then you can charge even more. Because sometimes I look at the price that I pay to manage my volume. Because if I were to charge less, then the likelihood is that I would just have more business to fulfill that I can actually service. So sometimes I minimize my volume load by increasing my price. So if you find yourselves in a situation where you're fully booked for your services, or you're fully selling whatever it is you're selling, then there's opportunity for increasing your pricing. Because I think there's that age-old rule that is, if you increase your prices by 10%, your bottom line actually increases by 20. Because your overhead expenses and your COGS, or cost of services, doesn't go up. So anyways, I'm getting into a wormhole, but we leverage reputation. Really... What about you, Judith? Sorry, Mark.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead. So you guys are like preaching to the choir here, but it's almost like, remember when we were young and we would go to the bar? And you always would go to the bar where there's a lineup, because that was a good place to go to.
We go to the club in Newfoundland, by the way. We don't know what the bar is. It's something you eat. You eat a bar.
But anyways, I so agree with you. And there's just small things that you can do to differentiate yourself. Like, what system are you using? How electronic are you? Like, I actually hire other cleaning companies to come into my home, and they don't know who I am, and to clean my home and see their process and how they are working, and whatever is good, I take it and I'm like, wow, they're doing great on that. And whatever is maybe not so good, I just say, well, maybe we're doing that better. And for example, one small thing that was, instead of leaving a paper checklist, we emailed a checklist, because our system is set up for that. So just really, really small things. And Patrick, I so love what you said about increasing the pricing. That's just invaluable information. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Confidence ties into it. Confidence really ties into it. So like, all of this is absolutely correct, and Patrick is a genius with this stuff, as are you. But let's talk about why people do it. So like, if I look back at confidence, and as I used to be a professional basketball coach, and mom and dad would say to the little girls and boys, just be confident, Billy. Well, Billy's like, yeah, that's great, Dad. How the hell do I do that, right? Well, confidence comes from seeing yourself be successful repeatedly. So you get really close to the net, you drop the net down really low, and you get a smaller ball, and you practice it going through the hoop. And then when you get into the game, you can naturally do it. So you say, well, when you first start your cleaning business, your confidence isn't there. Are you confident in your systems? Are you confident in your procedures? Are you confident in how good your cleaning pros are in the field? And this confidence and lack thereof changes. And so one of the things that a person can work on, without even necessarily getting into some of the other hard level things we're talking about, is just your own confidence. And you know something? You got to go through the process. So what can you do to help avoid the lowball negotiations? Go through lowball negotiations. You'll thank yourself later. I know Judith has gone through it, and so has Patrick, and so did I. We don't go through it anymore. But because of the fact we went through it is why we know how to deal with it. So just relish those moments and think to yourself, what a great opportunity I have now to practice having discussions regarding that, and be willing to walk away, which is hard to do when you need money desperately, but you got to get to that point where you can walk away, and that's really hard.
So that's good. So you guys have any comments or any questions about that topic that we had discussed? Please feel free, again, use the chat. And I'm just gonna move on to the next question. And as I put it into the chat box here, so this is gonna be the next question that you guys are interested about, how to get reviews. It seems like a very simple question, and it's not. So maybe Patrick, if you want to talk a little bit about how do you get reviews from your customers?
Yeah, so thanks, Judith. Reviews is an important integral part of the business, right? And essentially at the end of the day, it's kind of hard too, because I have a biggest gripe. I don't want to look at it right now because every time I look at it, I get pretty upset. But on Yelp, for example, we have, I think 30 published reviews, but really 270 people have reviewed us on Yelp. I don't know if you guys have that same issue, but apparently they're not recommended. So it's hard to ask for reviews because if any portal identifies you as having asked for reviews, then you can be flagged as fraudulent. And apparently there's some law, I haven't seen it within law book, but they keep referencing that there is a law about asking it, but I'm sure it's in the rules anyhow of the different platforms. But they don't ask you, they tell you that you can't ask for reviews. So how do you get reviews? Well, you just ask clients, really. You can tell clients, hey, listen, I hope you like my service today. What did you think? I'd love to hear your feedback. And then, you know, it's one question that I hate asking clients because it opens up a can of worms. And so because, you know, and I get to a habit now, and I do with every client and everybody that interacts with our clients as well. When you talk to them, whether you're asking to charge their card or if we're running late or how was your cleaning today, ask them how their cleaning was today. And was there anything that we fell short on or we could have done better? It's a question that we all try and avoid because the answer is never always, it's not always good, but ask for clients to review you. Yeah, and you don't compensate them for it, because if you get caught saying, well, I'm writing this review because I'm going to get $5 for my review, don't compensate people. Ask for it. Run a survey after each cleaning. So a good way to get clients to review is by only asking clients that you know are happy. So have an initial post-cleaning survey. If they answer positively, send them requests to review. That's how we do it. Mark, how do you do it at Motivated Maids?
Well, first of all, you're brilliant. I always love listening to you talk. Motivated Maids is an iteration company. It's closing down in a few weeks, and our actual national company, Motivated House Cleaning, and some other companies I have are opening up. I developed that company and tried all kinds of business models to get our franchise model correct, and we're launching it in a few weeks. So we ran a social proof campaign to test our iteration. Now, I think there's like 119 reviews on Google, small town, 4.8. So it's in good shape, right? Now, social proof is what we're talking about here, right? So there's different ways to get social proof. So first of all, as you become more sophisticated, you start plugging into CRMs, whether you're using Jobber, whether you're using Booking Koala that I use, you can make it so it will, like our customers now, they get asked for a review after every single clean. And if they don't reply, they get asked again. That funnels to our website, so it funnels through, right? We can do a plugin and that'll funnel to Google and different things. But to get those 119, we got pretty much most of those within a very short period of time. And what we did was we ran a contest. Okay, now that's different than compensating. Compensating is a slow spiral right down to the bottom. It's like discounting. That's a slow spiral right down to the bottom. So for example, we offered win-free house cleaning for a year. Now, win-free house cleaning for a year is a $75 bi-weekly over a year, and it has to be used, and like it's cheap marketing, right? Now, what we done was we contacted our customers via, MailChimp or Constant Contact, and hello, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, thank you so much. We really appreciate it if you would click this link and give us a positive review if you felt that we're deserving of one. And in return for your time and effort, we'll enter you into our win-free house cleaning for a year contest. It went from 30 reviews to 100 in like 4 days. And we pulled the plug on it because, we're going to be launching and we're going to run this regularly. So ask for it. Right now, if you're not at that point where everything is automated, okay, well, you know what you can do? Take your calendar, if you're using your Google Calendar, set aside a certain amount of time quarterly, and every quarter you call your customer once a quarter and hello. And I'm not like, I don't feel the same way as Patrick about that. And like I want the feedback, especially the negative feedback.
I don't. He said that he wants the feedback too.
He said sometimes he gets negative feedback and it's not necessarily great, and you're hesitant sometimes to reach out because you may hear what you don't want to hear, right?
Yeah, but then
you're scared to ask because it opens up a can of worms, I think is what I
right.
said.
But what I'm saying is that I'm not scared to ask because I want the can of worms to be opened, because that can of worms is such an amazing opportunity then to know what the can of worms are.
You're brave
to fix it. Right?
You're brave. I'm with Patrick.
Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power.
It's just the internal process that you have. So at Clean Club Calgary, I actually automated the Google reviews, and I use Nice Job. And the way I look at it is that I'm getting busy. I'm very lucky. I've got a staff of 12. I've got also some subcontractors. So I generate a lot of work that I have to do booking here and there. So I don't have time to run around the customers. But I really like what Mark said, is schedule time in your calendar. That's what I do. Like certain things that are falling off my plate that I don't do is I don't upload pictures of customer jobs into Jobber. I use Jobber. So I have a weekly reminder to do that. I'm not very good at filing, and I got like a pile of stuff. Even though we're so electronic now, there's still paper. So I have a weekly reminder. So the reminder is really good for you and it's blocked in your calendar, so you know what you have to do. But I myself, I really enjoy Nice Job. So through Nice Job, I get probably anywhere 1 to 3 reviews a week, Google reviews or Facebook reviews. I also have it set up that it actually pushes out to my LinkedIn page. So it just generates that traffic. So I'm more on the automated version.
She has 96 5-star reviews and she has a full 5-star rating. Now, I know a lot of people in the cleaning industry all over this world, not just North America. And let me tell you, I've never seen anyone have a 5-star average ever. So,
I have a great team. Thank you, Mark. That's great. But I have an amazing team. And we train them and we talk to them about not just being a cleaner. This is one of our big things. They make a difference in our customers' lives. And once you try to put that spin on there, then you're not a cleaner. You're not just a cleaner.
Patrick made a good point about Yelp. Now, I wouldn't touch it with that platform at the 100-foot pole. But sometimes you have no choice, right? You get drawn into it, right? And I could tell by what Patrick said it's not great. But the good news is that the best one is Google. Google is where it's at. 100% largest search engine on planet Earth is the one you and I go to every day to find out things. So Google reviews is the best social proof. Nice Job that Judith uses is a great app. It's not that expensive, and friends of mine use it and love it.
It's about $100 a month. It's 75 US. Yeah,
well worth it.
Oh yeah.
There's a point I want to make though, with regards to sometimes people will say, if you have an issue, if you had a great experience, give me a review. If you didn't, tell me. If you had a great experience, tell everyone. If not, just tell me. And the whole idea behind that is, well, give me a chance to fix it, right? And people say those kinds of things, right? I don't like that. What you're saying is that go give me a review if it's good, but if it's bad, don't tell no one. I'll fix it. You know what? If it's good or if it's bad, tell everyone, man. Because when it gets out into the public that you've done things and it didn't work out, and yes, there's going to be people that give you an undeserved bad review. But make no mistake, there's going to be lots of people give you an undeserved great review too. They're outliers on the bell curve. They'll wash out over time as you build your balance, right? You look at my reviews, 4.8 is a good number, but some people want to kill me. Other people want to marry me. It just really depends on, the average.
It's normal.
That's right. So that's normal, right? Except for Judith, who has a perfect 5. God damn her. No, I'm just kidding. That's
No,
amazing.
but
Julie.
you know what? It's also with your reviews is how to respond to it. I did have a client and I knew that she was going to have a really bad review and I was ready. In my stomach, I was ready. I was ready with what I was going to respond to. I wasn't going to get into a she said, he said game. And Elena from ISSA America always says, do you want to win or do you want to be right? I want to win. I don't want to be right. I don't want to fight with that customer. So I just comped the entire cleaning because they were not happy. And, you know, they might never come back to me. But then again, I tried to do the very best thing because, yeah, we were at fault in some things, right?
What if everything you done wrong and every time we messed up, right? And it's like a coach, right? When the team wins, the team won. When
Yeah.
the team loses, that's on the coach. So when the team don't do well, that's on me, Judith, and Patrick, and the rest of us. That's not because of the team. That's because of us. We're responsible at the end of the day for our business and everything that happens within that business, right? But if all of a sudden everyone gives you reviews, even the bad ones, well, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, that's going to sink my ship. I better start making some adjustments. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean throwing away the farm and refunding money and doing all these things, but it might mean, for example, what Patrick did. He started off at $25, $35, $45, $60. He's a premium service now. And people ask him about price, you can say, well, check out our reviews. Like people who contact him now are people that they know they're paying more, but they know what they're getting for that. Right. So the thing is that sometimes when the negative reviews come in, you shift your process and your business model, and thus you shift the type of customers you're getting. And those reviews come in less and less as well. Right.
Yeah. Patrick, do you have anything else to add to that topic? You're muted.
Yeah, no, I just said, you know, at the end of the day, we're humans, right? And that's what I always say when I get any feedback from clients is that we're humans. We have a great policy in place. Our policy is to give us the opportunity to make it right. We do have professional staff. They may have had an off day. They may have not. They may be distracted by something. We are humans. So we do apologize for any mishaps, but give me the opportunity to make it right. We'll come back. So, you know, at the end of the day, we will make mistakes. We will get negative reviews. And especially in this time of day, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but man, people are edgy right now, including myself. You know, there's things set me off real quick. And things are setting people off real quick too, in general. And you can tell sometimes that, you know, clients, instead of just providing feedback saying, hey, you know, I feel this way, I feel that way, or it could have been better. There's like, no, the world is ending. And unless you give me, you know, $1 million back, I will not be happy. When really all they wanted is a $20 refund for, you know, so they feel like they have to go to extremes right now. So people are edgy right now, but at the end of the day, we are humans. We have to own up to it. We provide a service, stand behind your staff. Provide opportunity for development and address concerns and learn from them, just like Mark said.
Patrick really nailed it when he said survey every time. So what happens is that, like, now we have an automated system now, but there was a time where we used to use a cell phone and send out a survey. I mean, like 47 or 50 a day. And if a customer didn't respond to that survey by midday the next day, we sent it to them again. If they didn't respond by midday the next day, we called them. And it got to the point where if they didn't respond, we drove to the house, we pinned it on their door saying, hey, we really want to know if things are okay. And then we trained them to always respond. Now, sometimes those surveys will come in negative. Well, that's such a great opportunity. So for us, when that review comes in and it's a 3.5-star review with comments that are not positive, we have such a great opportunity to correct it long before it hits social proof, because it's an opportunity. So we had it happen the other day and we said, because it doesn't happen much now, I'll be honest with you, but like it happened the other day and it's like, this is great. You know, okay, did you follow our process? And Shania, who's currently handling it, she's like, yes, I did. And it went beautifully. And this is like a really high up influential person that could cause us a lot of problems if we missed the mark. And because of the fact that we dealt with it in the way we dealt with it, it ended up with a 5-star review out publicly, right? So like, it's not, how do you get reviews? Well, you get reviews by having clearly articulating to people what you do and how you do it. You have reviews by clearly having a feedback loop in place. And you clearly have a fair and equitable to both parties, the company and the customer and the cleaning pro in place. And if you do that regularly, and then you ask for it like Judith mentioned, through Nice Job or the way Patrick does it, the way I do it, you'll find that your reviews will just start coming in and they'll be 99% positive. Final point, what Patrick said is so important, guys. I used to stay up at night worrying about reviews. I mean, talk about a pit in your stomach. You knew it was coming and it wasn't going to be good, right? But if you can build your review base, well, then yeah. And when you respond to a review and respond to every review, never get into a fighting match. Thank you so very much for this valuable feedback. I'm extremely grateful for it. If you don't have the ability to articulate it in a way that you can spin it the right way and not cause problems, just say that. Now, you can also say, you know, we did respond with a survey and we did offer a guarantee work, and we're still very happy to come back and take care of that. We're sorry we missed the mark. Because people are going to see that, and the way the reviews are presented, they're going to give them the low reviews, the most relevant reviews. They're seeing your low reviews, make no mistake. And they're going to see how you responded with that, and that's going to reflect professionalism. And they're going to say, wow, because this is a company that deals with negative experiences in a positive way. Reviews are a great opportunity to display what a great company you are.
Yeah, so the last thing that I want to say about that topic is, so I'm just finding you guys a resource here as well, I love my high maintenance customers. I'm sorry, because that's where you learn. Because they're going to point out exactly what's wrong with your cleaning or your business or whatever. And, you know, obviously you have to check who it's coming from, but I have some customers that I hold in very high regard, and they are high maintenance, and I learned a ton from them. So I think just listen. A lot of times, you know, we need to sell our services, so we do all the talking and everything. I listen, I sit down and I listen, and I just let them talk. And then eventually it will surface why they want to hire us, why they are struggling. And that's a great ammunition that you have, because you can build on that. You can use that on your social media. You know why they are hiring you. So just talk to your customers. So yeah, so that's what I would do. So do you guys have any more questions or any more comments on this topic? No? So I'm going to put in the next question in here only because I already had it typed up. And then after that, I'm just going to share kind of like a blog with you guys on how to respond to Google reviews. Okay, so either negative or positive or whatever. It's just a guideline, and it's done by Broadly. And I used to use Broadly. Broadly is like Nice Job, where it helps you generate Google reviews, but they were much more expensive than Nice Job. But they're still a good company. They're just a bit more expensive. So now we're gonna do how do you secure clients, build a client base. So maybe Patrick, you want to talk to us about that a little bit?
Thanks, Judith. So how do we get customers, right? So advertising is a huge part of our customers. As far as I'm concerned, if you're not on Google, you don't exist. So certainly having budgets out there to be on, you know, Google or outward advertising. We still do print advertising, less so, but we still do it. We actually get pretty good response because a lot less people do that within our realm now. We also do lead gen platforms. You know, some of the ones that you may know would be things like HomeStars and Yelp are good lead gen sources. And then, you know, referrals, huge, is a huge component of getting business. We provide a referral program that's pretty aggressive for our clients. How else do we get clients? Yeah, I think that's a good part. We have a 24/7 salesperson. It's called our website. So that is a good way to get clients.
Patrick on that one. That's a great one.
Oh,
Patrick coached me through that one.
So yeah, having an online booking. I think Judith, you had launched that since we met. And so online booking is an ability to have a 24/7 salesperson to accept money from people so you can provide their service. That's a huge component. So I guess those are kind of the facets of where we are. the world is moving towards local search these days. So that comes back to our first topic that we discussed on reviews. So having a good local reputation will draw clients and allow you to populate. So that's kind of what we do.
That's good. Mark, take it away.
I'm going to say get a marketing plan and execute it consistently. So the thing about sales is that, or getting business, you can be in different stages of your company's growth, and how you're going to get your business is going to look very differently depending on the stage you're in, right? There's what you call brand advertising. Brand advertising is just, Pepsi, 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 Pepsi. Then there's direct response advertising. Call now and book this. And usually the brand advertising comes a little later once you've established yourself, or you do brand advertising that takes your own physical labor, but not your money. So marketing is dynamic. It's no one thing. Now, you may have something you're exceptionally good at, a platform you're exceptionally good at using, one that works well for your company, your geographical area, your style of business. So keep it simple at first, the KISS rule, right? Keep it simple. Develop a very small marketing plan. It could be, okay, I'm going to join all the Facebook groups that I'm allowed to join within my community area, and I'm going to make a weekly post about our company, right? Well, that's great. So people do that, and all of a sudden they get new customers, and they get so busy with these customers, it's just wonderful. So they don't need to make these posts anymore. And then guess what happens? All of a sudden you have no customers and you tank, and so, oh, I got to go do that again. So you have to consistently apply your marketing. Okay, so you've got that tool. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, referrals. I'm going to create a newsletter. It's just one article about something you know about, and you're already an expert. You know how to clean floors really well. You know what microfiber clots are and why they're magical and how they work. You've gotten educated and learned what a surfactant is, a surface acting agent, and you can talk to a customer about that. Makes water wetter. Whatever you know about, a short, brief article on that, and send it to them in a newsletter. Even get the free version of MailChimp and put a little button on it and say, refer. Now, I would also say, if you only got 10 customers, call those 10 customers regularly, but not too much. Quarterly maximum. Hi, Mrs. Smith. It's Judith calling. It's so really great to talk to you today. I just want to call and say thanks so much for your business. Now, at that point, you're going to want to keep talking, right? But don't shut up. Say nothing. She'll respond. The reason I'm calling today is I'm wondering if you know of anyone who's currently looking for house cleaning services. And then again, shut up. You will be so surprised that to say, it's funny you say that. My sister, my friend, my brother just mentioned that. That is so amazing. Would you be comfortable passing my number on to them or sharing their number with me? And I promise you, if you do that once a quarter with your client base, you'll triple your client base within a year. And then the thing is that as it gets bigger. So, but you got to do it consistently. So get a little marketing plan in place, keep it simple, and then consistently apply it religiously, like once a month or whatever it is. It can be very overwhelming, and you'll get paralysis analysis. And there's a lot of sharks in the water swimming around looking to get your money, and they're happy to take it. And they got the next best thing that's going to blow up your company and make you $1 million owner. Now, I can tell you about a success story of a lady that I know who's in the cleaning business who, someone called her looking for some advice on cleaning. And this lady that I know helped this other lady. And she said, I paid $10,000 for this premium cleaning coaching guru, and you helped me more in 2 hours than that guru helped me an entire time. So it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just keep it simple. Watch out for the sharks in the water. Lean on your friends in the industry. Judith, me, Patrick. We have different varying times, but hey, you can send a note to my personal assistant and say, is Mark free for a half an hour? And she'll book you in, and we can talk about one marketing thing you can do. That's my advice on the marketing aspect.
That's good, Mark. Thank you. So what I actually also Googled just some tools on a marketing plan. That's a really great advice. So the BDC has really good tools for entrepreneurs for a marketing plan. So I put that link in there for you guys. So for Clean Club Calgary, obviously Google is huge. And when I mean Google is huge, 63% of my leads come in from Google. So another part for me that really works well is word of mouth. So people refer us. And the other one is networking. So I belong to, BNI, whatever networking group works for you. My networking group is really thriving throughout the COVID period, and we stick together, and we have meeting every Wednesday morning online, and it works really well for me. I have gotten a lot of clients from there, and they refer you. So it's not BNI what I'm in, because I find BNI too much for myself, but it could be your cup of tea. So another thing that I tried, and this is kind of crazy. So I get calls out of the woodwork. The other day I had a call from crime solvers, or whatever they called. And I was like, how did they find me? But obviously it's not my jam, because that is specialty cleaning. You need to be qualified for that. But I did TV advertising. They found me. And because right now COVID is happening, not a lot of TV advertising is going on. It's actually very inexpensive. And what I mean by that, inexpensive, is that I can't believe that I'm on TV, kind of thing, right? So for $500 a week, and you could pick weeks when you want to run it. They'll give you a schedule and they run your ad. And for me, the TV company created my ad. So they paid for my ad. So I didn't have to do it. And the only thing I had to pay for is an actress, because I didn't have a picture slideshow. So we did this really cute ad, and I should say annoying, which is really good, because the voice of the actress is very annoying. So when people are watching TV, all of a sudden they will look up for that. And they ran it through sports program. Sports program is live right now, so people will only watch it live, right? Because none of the guys will want to find out afterwards what the score was or whatever. They want to watch it live. And some prime shows, like for example Young and Restless, and you might laugh, but that's one of my target audience, because they are at home, they can be at home, and they are watching TV, and they are maybe elderly, and they realize that they need cleaning. And boom, I booked them, right? So I got quite a few leads on that. Like Homestars and Yelp, I'm not on those. I'm with the Better Business Bureau though. And the Better Business Bureau has been working out really good for me. And another one is the chamber, your local chamber. So I'm a member of the Calgary Chambers of Commerce. And they will do a lot of things for you. They will do social media shout out and things like that. So that would be also very, very good to get new clients. And I really liked what Mark was talking about, the marketing plan. And what I do every year is a vision board. And it might sound scary and daunting, but you can actually do a pretty cute vision board on Canva. And you can print it out, so you don't actually have to look for the magazines and cut everything out. If you're crafty, you can do that. So my motto is, anything that is not written down will probably not get done. So I like to write down in my vision board, I want this many new clients this year. I want to increase my visits this many. I want to, hire an office person, or, whatever your vision is. I want to get company cars. I want to get new insurance. So you put it down, and I always have it at my desk, and I always look at it. So it just goes into this big circle of running your business, right? And getting clients is one part of it. But exactly how Mark had said, your marketing is behind it.
And the ISSA Canada, so Mike Nasco is listening on this call. He won't interact, he just kind of listens in, but he founded a publication in the cleaning industry decades ago, and it's grown, and then the ISSA bought it, and now like ISSA Canada is formed, right? And I can tell you that Mike and Tanya, who unfortunately isn't here today, our mom has passed, unfortunately, they are working tirelessly in creating, and us as the council, to creating this type of training specific to Canadians. and this type of groups. This particular group is the beginning, and God love Judith, because she went to, she done the Vegas ones and she thought it was great and she brought it up and it's so successful. But this is just the beginning. So what I want to urge you to do is, like, contact ISSA Canada, join, pay the money, you won't regret it. Come to the international and national conferences, either virtually or in person if you're able to. If you're in the Toronto area, we're going to work really hard. Obviously this summer, the show there isn't going to go ahead, but we're going to work really hard to build a Canadian residential component of that ISSA show, which is normally more building service contractors. Patrick has got a lot of good contacts, so like he's been putting the ISSA Canada in line with some of his people. We're going to work to get different people that aren't in the US for suppliers too. So like we use Walmart brand microfibers. They're the best. We've tried them all. We've spent all the money. We use Auto Drive, best bang for the buck. We're lucky, right? But yeah, we go down the road, we're paying $3 a piece. We order them from Alibaba, we don't know what we're getting. So like the ISSA Canada is working hard. In the coming weeks and months, we're going to have preferred suppliers that are Canadian companies that can get you what you need to successfully run your company, just to address that chat. And that goes for marketing as well. Now, Patrick, for example, has put us in contact, and there's a discount with kind of like a digital company. And I don't know the name of it because I kind of already have my own, but Patrick can speak to that. But that's just a start. We have other things coming as well into the pipeline. So when you say, okay, well, how do I get business? Well, I joined the ISSA, and this marketing company is going to put off, a seminar or do a coffee talk with us. Like, we're going to work with you to help you with this. This is what we're tirelessly working on behind the scenes. And Mike's been doing it for years. He now has us behind him as well, helping.
No, that's great, Mark. Yes, I have been an ISSA member for 8 years now, and hands down one of the best investments. Not only because there's lots of resources, but the people that I get to meet, like Patrick and Mark and some of the other council members that you guys haven't seen here today, they're running their business, so it's all good. Hands down the best investment, because there's so much I learned. And feel free, to send a message to any of us, any of the topics you like to talk. All three of us here, and including the rest of the council members, we have a quite large network, so we can bring in any guest speakers you guys might like. I had a privilege to be on a webinar where I met a lady who focuses, she's HR, and she's only focuses on recruiting. So we talked a lot about this, that recruiting is a bit of a sore subject for everybody. And she had given me some really great advice on how to run my ad, what it should say. And we talked quite a bit about Indeed and what can I not do on Indeed. So if you guys have any ideas, we can also bring in guest speakers that are, specifically in a field, and we can spend an hour just grilling them to get some really good information that you might have to pay to get somewhere else, right?
Know your USPs. So there's different marketing terms. Depends on where you went to college or whatever you learned. For us, my university was USPs, unique selling propositions. So those are the things that are unique to our business that we're selling to the customer. Like, when a person starts a business, sometimes like, well, I have to get business now because I have to eat, right? And that's very true. And you don't try to get everything just perfect before you launch. You'll never launch, right? You have to just go for it. But at the same time, like, understanding what your promise is to the customer, understanding what your promise is to the professional house cleaner that works in your network, understanding what your unique selling proposition is. Like, do you focus on quality, or are you focused on speed? Are you focused on high-end products, or are you focused on highly trained people? Like, what's your market? Do you focus on move-outs? Do you focus on condos? Like, Patrick focuses on with Made for Condos division, because he has two companies, Germbusters as well. He focuses on condo. It's right in his name, Made for Condos. I bet you he'll do condos better than my company. But he articulates that very, very well and is not ambiguous. And believe it or not, that's a part of the sales process. People in today's world want to think of yourself. You search for something and you're looking for an answer. Like, you want to know what the price of something is, or you want to know how to do this or do that. And if you don't get it in 3 seconds, you're going on to the next listing that's going to tell you, right? So like help people to give you their money by clearly and simply articulating to them what it is that you do and how you're going to solve their problem. And believe it or not, you do that on a website, you're going to create a situation where, as Patrick says, you got a 24/7, 365 salesperson that's going to pick you up business, right?
I love my online calculator. So Patrick, thank you so much for coaching me through that. I know
You
you
just
have your
recently
own
went online?
platform. Sorry?
You just recently went online with your quoting process?
No, we talked about it last year, last summer actually. And then I was doing a bit of research, like what would work for me. I really liked Patrick's. I checked out all of your websites, and I really liked Patrick's
Me
website,
too. I like
how
it a
it
lot.
was. And then Royce Ard from the States helped me a little bit. He uses Responsibid, and it integrates
Brilliantly.
with Jobber. So I was like, that's a win-win situation for me. So I did go with Responsibid, but you can customize it, and I agree. So now we have just about 10 minutes left here. So I wanted to maybe ask if these are all the questions that we could get in today. So we, out of the 5, we made through 3. So I think that's that's a huge win. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, any questions. You know, if you guys think that this can be in any way improved, you know, we're asking for your feedback, which we talked about today. Feel free to shoot a note to Tanya or myself or any of us. I will put my email in here just in case, if you guys want to reach out. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any more questions or anything that we haven't touched on, or maybe you have some questions on what we talked about. Anybody? I know it's going to take a little bit to type it in. But yeah, just feel free to reach out to us. So maybe if there's no questions, maybe I just want to kind of ask, if that's okay with you guys, is how, maybe Patrick, you can speak to this because this is pretty fresh for you right now, how you're doing with COVID. How are you able to mitigate this? I almost said it. This thing is going on.
This crap, this
I wanted
BS,
to
this
say
thing
worse.
that we're totally over it. Yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush, Judith. This is, we're over it. So I'm one that's resilient. The first lockdown, we had built germ blasters. I was working harder than I was ever before. Second lockdown was like, you know, here we go again. I think that I'm not alone in saying that we're at our wit's end, I guess. You know, can't wait for things to get back to normal. But needless to say, I mean, as far as a business is concerned, we're doing well because, you know, we have the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy Program that is supporting us. We have government grants that are supporting us. We have low interest loans or government subsidized loans where you have to pay back, you know, only a small portion of it. There's all sorts of things in place that is making it so that as a business, we are able to be very comfortable and confident and financially stable. So in that sense, we're good. I think, you know, at this point, my staff are restless because, you know, are we in, are we out, where are we going? The people I've hired recently have full-time recruitment, and, you know, the office team has been built up and they are all anxious to grow and to get things in motion. So at this point, it's just anxious to get back to some sort of normality so that we can set plans and work on the plan. And like Mark said, you know, build the plan, work the plan. That's the only way to do business. And so
I say it as short as you.
Yeah, so there you go. You just learned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so build the plan,
work
the plan, then rework the plan, and or rebuild the plan and work the plan. So, yeah, we just can't wait to a point where we can actually build plans and stick to them and work on it. So
we're thinking about you.
Hugs.
Yeah, we're sending you our feelings, buddy. Like we were talking, we were on a little early and we were talking. We know Toronto's, you know, Ontario into a 4-week shutdown, and like, you know, we said, geez, I hope Patrick is okay up there, but you're a fighter, man. You know, meet you for 5 seconds and it's like, Wouldn't
So
matter. if everything got shut down.
the concern is not me actually. The concern is my staff.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
And it's not only like more of a concern for them, but it's my concern every day is my staff. My concern is their livelihood. My concern is their sanity. My concern is how they're able to cope through it, because they don't have the same support mechanisms as I may have. And so we're being there as much as we can for our staff, and that's truly where we are focusing our efforts right now, is providing a lending hand to our staff and just being there for them. So hopefully, there's good positive signs out there in terms of vaccines. And, my parents got, like, people all around me are getting vaccinated. My parents got vaccinated. My in-laws got vaccinated. Neighbors got vaccinated. So everybody around us is starting to get vaccinated, and it's starting to get down to general population. So, it seems like it's there, and just keeping the hopes up. How about you guys?
we're sure lucky to be living in Canada, because
Yeah.
as people are, complaining about our political issues and whatnot, I really do think that the government has really stepped up and tried in every way to help small businesses. And I know a lot of people don't see it that way, but I agree with you, Patrick, that
100%.
there's a lot of help out there.
And here's some perspective, everybody. We got a few minutes, 4 minutes left, and Julie's got to wrap up. Here's some perspective. I like to criticize the government and how we run things, because in my own business, because I think everything can be improved. And if we don't constantly strive for more, well, we wouldn't have science and we wouldn't be putting spaceships in outer space. 2 nights ago, my wife took a heart attack, and she's going an echocardiogram, and I'm on my way back to the hospital now. She's going to be okay. It's just some heart surgery, and she's going to be all right. She's a young lady. She's 39 years old. From the time that I had to resuscitate her and I called 911 to the time that there was 6 people, including 2 firefighters, in my house, was 15 minutes and 15 seconds. Within 35 minutes, we were inside of the Health Science Center, and she's on a cardiac ward being with the best doctors in the world around her. So, like, I like to criticize things, but man, everything followed on all cylinders that night. So sometimes we got to step back, like, we got to have that attitude that Judith had. COVID, stay well. Look, hey, we're in Canada. Did you know you can lose your business, go bankrupt, and they won't even let you starve? They'll actually send you a monthly check to at least keep you eating and put a roof over your head. And you can go bankrupt, wipe your hands of it a year later, start a new incorporated business and start over, and no one's going to look at you sideways. We live in the best country in this planet. And sometimes we just need to not take it so darn seriously, take our businesses so darn seriously. And COVID, yes, it sucks. We were doing little under 2 million in sales just in St. John's. And that went to zero. That sucks. That is not there. But you know what? We have our businesses. We have our lives. The people I love are alive. Hopefully your people are alive and well. And that's what's getting me through COVID, is just focusing on the gratitude attitude. And I cannot control what happens with the government's choices, whether it's good or bad in COVID. What I can control is, what do I do with this downtime? What do I do? How do I react to it? Like, what do I do? Do I use this as an opportunity to fix my business and make it better? That's the approach I've taken, and so far so good. Knock on wood. And then I think I'm lucky.
Calgary. Yeah, we here in Calgary, we didn't have downtime. I think it really rings true, this Western mentality, as
Albertans never stop
us little ones, the cowboys and the cowgirls, we're just kind of over it, and people want to get back. I have been very busy in my company. I'm very grateful. I do a lot of things to advertise and put myself out there. And I'm with Patrick as our team. We have to take care of our team. We do a lot of things to make sure that they feel safe and they can do the work. And very, very grateful for what's happening. And Mark, I'm so with you. So
Appreciate
nice
that.
of you to share that hard news. We're thinking about your wife, and you're absolutely right. When I'm going to say it now, and I'm sorry, when shit hits the fan, emergency Canada is there for you. So I'm with you. If you need any help or any support, you just reach out.
That's why the house cleaning industry in Canada and in the United States too is so amazing. We may compete with one another, but we're there for one another. Join ISSA, become a part of the family. Trust me.
All right, well, that's a wrap. We're right at 11. Thank you so much for attending. And then also spread the word. If you have anybody who's a solo cleaner or who owns a cleaning company and they're actually your friend, because there's a lot of people out there like that, just spread the word. We love to see more people. We love to help more people and just give you guys all the information that we possibly can so you can succeed. If we are elevate each other, then our industry is just going to be much better. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everybody.
God bless, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.